Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, HaMashiach, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to my AHPARYAM, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawa Cub coming at you with another lesson. Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So today's lesson's going to be about how, a lot of things are just not right. And the thing is, we need a righteous ruler, which is YAHAWASHI. We need a righteous ruler to be putting the right laws in place, having us, do things right. And when people go off, disciplining them accordingly and not just letting them continue to forward evil in the world. All right. So, additionally, the thing is, when there is a righteous ruler, when there is a good ruler, a good leader, the people that following, they have no problems with it. They have no problem following someone that's good. But you see, in current times, a lot of people have a problem with, their current governments, and this is not just in Babylon, but all around the world. Honestly, a lot of people, they don't. Obviously, there are some countries that do respect and like their own laws, but mostly it's Babylon, because that's kind of what Babylon kind of wanted, I guess, in the sense of they want people to have a lot of freedoms, all right. And comparatively, compared to most, or I won't say most, but some countries, you can't really talk back to the government. Okay, so that is, a quote unquote good thing. But is it really a good thing if people need to complain? Should people really need to complain if things are all right? Like that. But that's the thing. And in terms of like leadership, when there is a good leadership, there shouldn't be many things to complain about. And on top of that, when you have a problem with something, or you think that something is wrong, then yes, of course you can say, okay, well, this actually goes against, the stuff that we already established is right, which is right and wrong. And then that's when, well, number one, the leader shouldn't even be going against that. So it shouldn't even be getting to that point, but you have that happen in, Babylon in general. All right. So it's just like, it's a very complex thing. And there is a lot that goes into it, but you know what? Let's just keep it on a simple level. All right. So for now, let's get into these two videos that I have. Bear with me. Let's let this play.
Well, gunshots sent terrified New York City subway riders scrambling after a disturbing fight was caught on camera. It all played out during yesterday's rush hour on a moving train and a crowded down Brooklyn station. Police say one man provoked another rider. A scuffle happened, and then it ended with the man being shot by his own gun. He's now in critical condition. The shooting happened just a week after the New York governor deployed National Guard troops on the subway system to help combat the spike in crime. Our Morgan Norwood has been following the story for us. Morgan, what more do we know?
Yeah, we'll hear the New York police chief speaking out today and basically running down how this terrifying ordeal unfolded, basically saying that a man got on the train without paying his fare and for some reason attacked another man, which ended in that fight that we saw passengers trying to break that fight up. Things, though, taking a turn at one point when authorities say the attacker pulled out a gun. He was then disarmed and then shot with his own weapon. The chief saying despite the situation, 1 million people got on the train, got to their destination safely throughout that transit system, but he also locked in on fare evasion, which he says happens pretty often, which is often the root of subway crime. Meanwhile, we are learning more about this victim in critical condition, as you mentioned, shot 4 times. Police say that he was armed with both a knife and a gun, but we're also learning that no charges will be filed against the 32-year-old gunman. The district attorney saying that he acted.
All right, Slakia. So first things first, I do remember hearing this. And But the thing is, I didn't recognize what they were trying to say, quote unquote, until I just saw this right now, this comment right now. So basically, the dude that avoided the fare, he didn't have to pay for the thing. He skipped paying the stuff by the video that you just saw. Okay, he got on the train for free, illegally, and then he had a gun and a knife. He antagonized someone. He started a fight with someone, and then the person that he started a fight with took the guy's gun from him, the aggressor, the attacker's gun from him, and shot him because he was trying to attack him. And then they called the person who started the altercation the victim. All right. So, and then on top of that, they literally said the authorities said that there's no charges being pressed because the other guy that actually paid to be there was acting in self-defense. So it is wild that they are using such terminology and calling someone that started a fight a victim when he wanted that. Like this is lucky. This is the thing, because I also talked about this, in other lessons as well. How if you start a fight, you're in the right. For some reason, you're automatically in the right in Esau's eyes. But if you fight back, then you're the problem. Like, I will never understand this wicked ass society and their backwards ass mindset. Like, it's just they're just evil. All right, but yeah, you can put the link of this in the description. You can watch the rest if you want. Next thing I want to go into, as a result of stuff like this, okay, this is another video a brother had made. Okay, definitely go check this out. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but basically, our New York City, as we did, this was a video. This was about New York City, but yeah, basically they're doing, they're having National Guard police patrolling the subway system in an attempt to kind of mitigate crime. All right, so basically what they're doing is they have basically police or police and National Guard everywhere in the thing, so that if someone does think about doing something, then they would think twice. But sadly, from what I've heard, there was this one video of this dude. Let me actually see if I can find it. Guy robs phone store. Yeah, over here. Basically what happened was he was robbing the store. Okay, of course it's not available. He was robbing an Apple store, and he was robbing the Apple store in broad daylight, and apparently the workers, they can't do anything. If they do anything, they're gonna get in trouble.
Shout out to D Green with this, man. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, I can't. Where's the freaking original video, man? Okay, here.
look at what this dummy does.
Now, did you see that there's a police officer, a police car right in front of the store? Right there's a police car right in front of the store, and they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything to stop him. And that was the thing that I had heard, that when stuff is going on, in recent times, and this is a month ago, when stuff like this is going on, you can't defend yourself. Especially privately owned mini like little stores and stuff like that, mom and pop shops and and stuff like that. If you fight back, then you could potentially get in trouble. That's the crazy thing about it. All right, so you have these cops that are supposed to be stopping it, or supposed to put a presence there to stop it, but apparently, like, there's always going to be some sort of like demon that tries to like cheat the system in some way, shape, or form. And I guess, Jake, who's wise to do evil, figured the system out, and now he's doing it to abuse the system. All right, like we're not supposed to be going around stealing, and you got him, like, look at what he's doing in front of a police officer. He was there for a good minute, and these people are freaking recording him in broad daylight, and you saw these people either recording him, and then you got the people calling the police as well, and then it's just like he's just doing it, and they can't do anything about it. They just can't.
Okay, so first off, this guy is wearing all black for.
Okay, so yeah, probably, yeah, you get the point. Let's get into these scriptures. Okay, so first things first, I will say, let me get this. Isaiah chapter 10 from the top. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. So this is the thing, like, they make these laws so that you have to be a perpetual victim. You're always going to be a perpetual victim. If someone decides to do something evil, wicked, or whatever to you, you just have to take it. And this is the problem with Esau society. Okay, they always demonize the person for fighting back, which is, like, Esau constantly does evil. Okay, and he doesn't want Israel to fight back. He doesn't want Israel to fight back. All right, so as a result, that is that same type of mindset he wants to push on to not just Israel, but the whole citizens, apparently. Okay, ruining a whole bunch of people's lives in order to make them reliant on the government. Okay, and as a result, what we all know what that's going to eventually lead to, the what. All right, let me also get this. First, in addition to that, I also want to point out that let me actually see if I can find it. Yeah, I need this. Okay, here. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So this is what the Lord has to do. The Lord needs to make a correction to all this stuff that's going on. He sees the wickedness that these people are doing. So as a result, the Lord, wants to correct us, all right, the Israelites, the 1/3, the elect, all right, through, or not the elect, through destruction or tribulation, or tribulation, yes, but not death and destruction. He corrects the wicked through death and destruction, all right, which this also ties into another aspect of this whole of this thing I want to get into, which is having self-control, which surprisingly, all right, I will say, for the cops that do their job for the most part, quote unquote, properly, to some varying degree, you have to have self-control. You have to have discipline to not just hurt someone just because they all right, which this also ties into us. Okay, the Israelites, we need to also have that same, it's not that same, but better self-control in terms of when we are in power, when we have power. All right, you have to, the reason why I'm bring this up is because this all ties into running being a righteous authority. All right, which when Yahawashi more specifically rules. Okay, this is basically how it's going to be. He's not going to just destroy people. Okay, well, you looked at me funny, then okay, well, you're done for. You're which funnily enough, I literally heard, all right, a story. Someone on Reddit and on YouTube, they corroborated the story, I guess, whatever. They said if you look at I think it was Mike Myers, the guy who played Austin Powers when he was on the set of Love Guru. They said if you looked at him in his eye, he would that you don't. They advise everyone don't look at him in his eyes. And then someone said that they looked at him in the eye. They were security and whatnot. And then they immediately, like 2 seconds later, got a call saying that they were literally fired, like off rip. So yeah, you see this type of stuff like that where people are just abusing their power just simply because they have power and they can abuse their power, so they're going to abuse their power. When for us it is the opposite. We have to be able to have some restraint and be like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I know this person is getting on my nerves. They're doing this and they're going against me and whatnot, but I'm gonna take a second. I understand, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe there's actually a problem. Let me take 2 seconds to give empathy for them. All right, and this is, I will admit, okay, because this is the thing. I did not respect or like cops before, but the thing is, the reality of it is, when you actually see and put yourself in another person's shoes, okay, then it becomes a lot more eye-opening. All right, so with that in mind, I'm not saying that the police, they're not going around looking for a reason to kill or execute Jake, but a lot of times I will say that there are some instances when it is Jake. A lot of times there is, it's because Jake doesn't know how to just be cooperative. It's a very rare few Jakes that actually know, all right, let me keep calm, let me just be cooperative, let me not try to give them a reason to kill me. All right, so with that in mind, Proverbs chapter 16 verse 32, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. All right, so in order for you to be, you need to be, you are considered better if you are slow to anger. If you're slow to losing your cool, losing your temper, okay, if it takes a lot to make you angry, then you're better than someone that's just physically or carnally strong, able to, oh yeah, I can conquer this if I wanted to. I can conquer all these people. I can conquer this whole town. You're better if you can have self-control. And in addition to that, okay, this is also what it means to be a man of the Lord. Matthew chapter 10 from the top. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases. Okay, so Yahawashi gave his disciples spiritual powers. Okay, he gave them powers, and the thing is, like, this is the thing that set them apart, that made them strong. They had spiritual powers. They were unlike most Israelites. All right, and the thing is, with this power, funnily enough, I have to use this quote: with great power comes great responsibility, and that cannot be more true with this, because we need to be able to have that we need to be able to be responsible and have that self-control to not just say, okay, you know what, you angered me, so I'm just gonna call the legion of a legion of angels to freaking go and murk you. All right, which is what Yahawashi could have done, but he didn't. Okay, when Yahawashi was being crucified, all right, when Yahawashi was being crucified, he could have, he literally, let me actually get that. Matthew chapter 26 verse 53, thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently more than 12 legions of angels, okay, 12 legions of angels to just deliver Yahawashi from his hardships, from his tribulation. It was nothing that Yahawashi, there was nothing, there was no effort that needed to be taken for Yahawashi to have been to have done that. Yahawashi could have done that, but he didn't. He showed great restraint in allowing them to crucify him, even though he had the power to go to not only protect himself but to completely eradicate his enemies. All right, that was how much restraint that he had. Okay, and for us, we need to be able to show that great restraint. And the thing is, ironically, keyword ironically, all right, in some cases, I've seen a lot of police body cam footage where these police officers are actually, showing great restraint, which I do have a bit of respect for them in that sense. But at the end of the day, I still don't what's it called? I still don't trust. I still wouldn't advise any Israelite to be with the police, or even think that the police are on our side, because at the end of the day, they're not. Okay, they're still want harm for us. Okay, they're still gonna find a reason. They still want to find a reason to either lock us up or gun us down. So still, be wary. But I will say, I do see a lot of the restraint that they do use, okay, which we as Israelites need to have that same restraint in general. Okay, we also need to have faith that the Lord's going to protect us. All right, we have to have that restraint that the Lord's going to have, that faith that the Lord's going to protect us, in addition to when it comes to a righteous authority. Because when Yahawashi is in power, he's gonna need people. He's gonna need people that have that same minds, that same restraint of not just abusing your power just simply because you have power. The same way he gave his 12 disciples power, we're gonna be given powers as well. So are we going to abuse our power, or are we going to be able to show restraint? And this is what we're doing. This is the rehearsal now, showing restraint now, so that we can prove ourselves in the actual kingdom. Okay, Matthew chapter 5 verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So Yahawashi, it's like not Yahawashi, Yahawah. All right, he also is he's perfect. All right, and he shows restraint. Let me get this. Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 11. Say unto them, as I live, saith the Lord Yahawah, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? And this is the big thing that people don't understand. The Lord doesn't have any pleasure in the death of the wicked. Okay, the Lord would like it if the wicked, turn from their evil way, but because that's not going to happen. All right, Things just have to Slakia. Things just have to happen. All right. So, but at the same time, the Lord gives a lot of different opportunities, and we see this with just the fact with right now, where we right now, we're still isn't completely destroyed after going off all the times that we have, with all the disrespectful things that we've heard. Okay, we've heard Israel do and done with all the things that we've seen in the scriptures. Okay, so the Lord is still dealing with us and showing mercy. All right, Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rock. So this is just a bit more support from Matthew chapter 10 verse 1. How the Lord, we are fishers right now. We're fishing for the elect, but soon the Lord's going to need hunters. Right, the hunters, to basically hunt. All right, you know what a hunter does. Okay, but the thing is that's not gonna happen until after Yahawashi returns. All right. So again, regardless of the matter, if the Lord picks you to be a hunter, then you have to show you have to show a great deal of restraint. You can't just let yourself you can't just let yourself be swept away by your emotions or anything like that. And that's why we this is the rehearsal, and we practice righteous actions now. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH by Shamakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone of Bible, and Shalom.